This is Two Guys, One Garage. Welcome to episode 59. Today we are going to be talking about
the devil,
Satan, Lucifer. Holy shit, believed in many religions to be a supernatural entity that is the personification of evil and the archenemy of God himself. Is there anything more exciting to talk about? I don't think so.
This guy is the baddest motherfucker in business.
The baddest. More badass than the Craze, more badass than Charles Manson. This is the big... We're breaking through the bubble here. This is the big daddy-o. The devil, Lucifer, Mephistopheles, the beast, 666.
Motherfucking 6.
Yeah. This is the one, this is the boy. Love the whole imagery of the devil, Phil. The stylization of this persona of evil. The horns, the forked tail.
Yeah, like the demonic
cloven
version.
hooves, yeah, the demonic version.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's class, isn't it? Like just a mixture of like different animals and a human that just create the fucking craziest looking like image. What does he generally have? Like bat wings?
Well, he's generally got wings because he was believed to be a fallen angel.
Yeah.
So he's got the wings, cloven hooves in a demonic sort of interpretation.
Ram's horns.
666, you know, this whole, the pagan symbolism of the rams, like you said, the ram's horns. Awesome. Love it. So the name, let's break it down to the name devil. Where's it come from? Okay. The term devil descends from the Middle English term devel, so that's devil, but instead of D-E-V-I-L, it's D-E-V-E-L. Devil. Okay, and that term itself descends from the Old English word Diophil, which is D-E-O-F-O-L. Or is it Diophil?
Whatever you want it to be, mate.
I don't know. If an English scholar listens to this, and he really has the time to get in touch to correct us, I extend him an invitation. So anyway, let's continue on with the story of the name. Diophil, that in itself represents an early Germanic borrowing of the Latin word diabolus, which is a pretty cool fucking name. It sounds like Diablo.
Yeah.
Diabolus.
And diabolic.
And diabolical. Diabolus. And that was taken from the ancient Greek meaning of the word slanderer or accuser. Now, in the context of the Bible, my least favourite book of all time, the character known as Satan appears 30 times within the New Testament, not the Old Testament, apart from, you know, the whole Adam and Eve, there's a snake in the bloody Garden of Eden, watch out. Is it the devil? Probably. So he appears in the New Testament 30 times, alongside somebody called Diabolus. But they refer to both as the same person or thing, he's a creature, hence making the character known as Satan the same as the devil. Because the devil is Diabolus, and Diabolus is devil, because Diabolus goes from Diabolus to Diophil to Devil to devil. It's the same character, so he's in there. He's in the Garden of Eden, potentially, but he's in the New Testament 30 odd times. And I think he's actually mentioned more than... Is he mentioned more than God or something in the New Testament? Yeah. I'm sure they mention the devil more than they mention God. Because Jesus is in the New Testament, isn't he? Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's mentioned more than God. Could be wrong. I'm not a biblical scholar, but I think that's right.
Yeah, that seems crazy. What the hell? I thought the Bible was literally every other line was God. Never read it. so I wouldn't know.
Could be talking shit. So who is the devil? Who do you think the devil is, Phil?
I think it's just a force, isn't it? It's just a force that represents evil. Because when it comes to morality and ethics, there's a spectrum. Good, evil, and everything in between. You've got God representing ultimately good. The devil, Beelzebub, Satan, whatever you want to call him. He's the guy that represents all the bad shit that goes on. You know?
The most evil character in fiction of all time.
Whether it's like an actual like being, entity, like it exists on some level regardless. Just through the things that actually happen, especially in like human life.
The devil is not God's counterpart because God is so much more powerful than the devil. That's why the devil turns his attention apparently towards humans, because he can't torment and torture humans. So it's like a way of him getting back at God.
Yeah.
because you can't get God, because he's nowhere near on the same power plane as God. So he tortures humans because he can, and they're God's creation. That's how the Bible translates what the devil
absolutely
is.
ridiculous, though, isn't it? Because
It's crazy, yeah.
Because if he's got that much power, why did he create him in the first place?
Well, he was an angel, wasn't he? An angel that fell from grace.
Yeah, but God created everything, didn't he? Everything.
Apparently, yeah. God created everything. This angel fell from grace.
But he would have known, if he's like omnipotent, omniscient, then he would have known. This is a guy with all knowledge.
Yeah.
Of all time, before, during, after time, he just knows absolutely everything. So he would have known in creating Lucifer, or whoever, like that. Oh, this guy's eventually going to rebel, and this is going to happen. So God really isn't.
Well, perhaps
that story proves that God isn't all known, or he knows that he's going to cause suffering, and he's up for Satan coming into.
Yeah, but when Satan comes back, isn't it meant to be the apocalypse?
See, I don't know. When it comes to the Bible, I don't know, because these four horsemen of the apocalypse, they don't really mention the devil as being a part of that. That's what confuses me. Because if that's going to happen anyway, the apocalypse, but the devil's not directly involved,
yeah,
then what was the point of him actually even existing in the first place if these four crazy horsemen were going to come anyway and just like bring upon the world the day of judgment or whatever it's meant to represent? So what do you mean? There's loads of like holes in the story.
There is a lot of holes in the story. I mean, we could, if you want to break down the Bible, you could say that the story of Noah's Ark was stolen from ancient Asian storytellers.
Oh, it's all even the devil himself. He's that's stolen, isn't it? That's like stolen from. Well, not stolen, but it's just like that existed before.
Yeah, it's like the first ever. It's like the first ever stories.
Yeah.
They all stem from the same sort of place, and they were pinched and used by different cultures.
Yeah.
But the devil, right? Like we're saying, who is the devil? Well, the devil is an angel who rebelled against God, fell from grace, and in doing so became an enemy not only of God but of us, apparently, humankind. Relentless in his mission to kill and destroy and enslave humans, because, like we said, he can't get God because he's nowhere near powerful enough. That's why he has to get us.
Yeah, he wants to like just spoil God's creation.
Yes.
God's attempt to create something good.
Mm-hmm.
Satan's like,
I'll tempt you.
Well, not.
I'll tempt you. Tempt you to evil. And we were warned, this is a quote, "Be watchful, your adversary the devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. The devil's power is minuscule compared to the power of a supposed God." And that's why he gets us. And the beast, I love it when they refer to the devil as the beast. The beast has one primary MO, and that's to deceive us. Another quote here: "He seeks to deceive entire nations, the world, and individuals. He twists and distorts what is true, and there is power in his lies." Which, I think most pop culture depictions of the devil do depict that he's very slimy. He's a liar, calculating.
He manipulates you by deceiving you.
Yeah.
He's like, check out how good this stuff is over here. You can have that, Go on, just go and have it. Like the fundamental example, the Garden of Eden.
Ah, yeah.
Like,
what did God say? Don't eat from that tree.
Don't eat from the tree, guys.
And the devil's like,
look. I know I've called it the tree of knowledge, right? And I know you've got really massive, inquisitive brains as human beings, but don't eat from the tree of knowledge. How am I? Don't be dicks.
The question, I think the fundamental question for that case would be, well,
who's the good guy there?
God, why are you saying? Yeah, God, why are you not letting them? Eat from
it's
the tree of knowledge?
It's called the tree of knowledge.
No, you can't, guys. No.
No, don't. Yeah, I will ruin your lives till the end of time if you eat from that tree of knowledge. Yes, it sounds amazing, but don't eat from it. Where the devil's like, yeah, what on earth is that guy talking about? Eat from the tree. Come on, just eat from the tree of knowledge.
Yeah.
And they do. Cool, all this knowledge. but then
get out.
Yeah, get out the garden. And the devil has served a purpose there of, look how hypocritical that asshole up there is.
But it does seem that the devil is. I mean, yes, from what you read and see and hear about him, he's not a nice character, but he also does point out the hypocrisy of God and how this God, he's not so godly, really, is he?
He's got some good traits.
Yeah,
like he's loyal to the cause,
Uh-huh.
and like all these like demons that fight alongside him and stuff. They're all loyal to each other and that. And he's just trying. I thought the devil is essentially the first conspiracy theorist. Because he's like, look at this guy that's in charge of your lives. Look at how he's actually shafting you. Because he's give you desires. But guess what? If you have sex out of marriage, you're going to be punished.
Yeah.
But I implanted that desire in you. It's a long story, human. Long story, humans. Just don't really pay attention. Just do what I tell you. Is that not like stink of an insecure guy?
Yeah, very controlling.
Yeah.
Very controlling.
Just someone like who's psychologically not all there.
No.
And the devil was the first guy to go, asshole. The guy's a dick.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
So cheers, devil. If you listen.
Thanks, Big D. So, devil, Satan, Lucifer, the tempter, the accuser, the slanderer, the father of lies, the deceiver. I'm guessing they were all, titles given to him by God. Oh, he's a deceiver, he's a liar. So, I want to go through some of the titles of God and his name in different, from different parts of the world, because they're, in a lot of cultures, he's not just called the devil or Satan. He's got a wealth of different titles, different names. So, other titles for the devil include thus: the numbers 666 or 616, the number of the beast. There's also Angramenu, and that is an unholy spirit. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I don't know.
Never even came across that before.
The Antichrist, the Dark Lord, quite like that one. Oh, that's German. Wow. The Liebhaftige or something. That's German. That means he himself. If I said it right. If not, it means gobbledygook. The father of lies. Iblis, which is Islamic for devil. Mephistopheles, he who avoids the light. Lucifer, the morning star, which is Greek and Roman, and it means bringer of a light, illuminator, which is also the planet Venus, often portrayed as Satan's name before he fell from grace. Venus is also called the Leviathan. Old Hob. Old Hob.
Old Ned, I heard as well.
Old Ned, I think I heard that too, yeah. Which is cool because in The Simpsons, Ned Flanders portrays the devil.
Yeah.
So, howdy ho, neighborinos.
I'll see you in hell yet, Homer Simpson.
What else? The ancient old crooked serpent.
But you have a crooked serpent? They're crooked by definition.
I suppose.
They're meant to be straight.
They're meant to be slinky, aren't they? I suppose by crooked that also could mean like you're a crook.
Yeah.
I think that's where that comes from.
He's a thief. That snake.
Yeah. Or Shartain, or Shaitan, which is Arabic for Satan. Yeah, now, as well as the devil, there's also higher demons, which could be the devil as well, in different forms or lesser forms, different guises. But there could just be demons. But I'll list these list of higher demons out regardless. So, a list of higher demons or potentially other names for the devil, Satan, Lucifer. You've got Azazel, king of the devils. Baphomet. Now, if you're into the Illuminati and you're into that sort of shit with a ram's head, you'll know exactly who Baphomet is. Iconic, robes on his lower half, cloven hooves. Sits there cross-legged under what looks like it's a star, isn't it? Under a pentagram yeah. He's got a ram's head. That's Baphomet. He's a demon worshipped by the Knights Templar and a popular figure in conspiracy theory and apparent Illuminati symbolism. If you go online and type that in, you will find a lot of shit about the Illuminati and Baphomet symbolism. There is also Beelzebub, Lord of the Flies. Samael, from the Hebrew, which is poison of God. And Samael was also featured in the first Silent Hill game for the PlayStation 1, which came out in 1999. And he was on Silent Hill Origins as well. And he was sort of the god that they were trying to conjure up in the town. And when he's depicted in Silent Hill Origins at the end, he very much looks like a standard devil. Red skin, horns, wings, forked tail. So that's Samael. There's also Lilith. And Lilith is the first female incarnation of the devil I've found. So Lilith's a female demon and she's from Jewish mythos. That's the only time I've ever stumbled upon anything to do with a female devil. Personally.
Just under that, doesn't Baphomet have a set of tits?
I don't know.
Is it Baphomet? One of them is sort of like
Well,
a transgender kind of
Yeah,
person.
well, I suppose for me, Baphomet, I mean, that creature's sort of half goat, so I don't consider that a woman, but I guess...
Oh, no. That just represents like a few different things.
Okay, yeah. Well, Lilith she's just a straight up female demon. She's just a woman. And that was the first time I've ever experienced, just a woman as a possible devil entity.
Pretty accurate.
Yep. What do you think about them? Do you think the higher demons...
I think they're all just branches of the devil.
Different
himself.
incarnations of the same beast?
Yeah, they're part of the same force.
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah. Because that's just what the devil is.
Mm-hmm.
Evil incarnate.
In many representations. But then,
what do you mean?
like, because he's not always, like, 100% pure evil.
Well, no, he's the tempter, isn't he? The accuser. He's not always the dickhead. He's not like we've said already loads of times. He's got loads of different traits.
Yeah.
He's not always just evil, like you said. He's
Loyal.
He's loyal, yeah.
Yeah. He's fighting for a cause that he
Yeah.
believes is just.
Uh huh.
And sometimes you wonder that, like, this story, this narrative of, like, God versus the devil, you wonder if people were just using that as sort of like symbols for the way men are. Like, right, you've got the establishment / the monarchy, whatever, like the ruling elite, the ruling class. Then you've got the people, the majority generally, that work for this ruling class.
Yeah.
Right, we're up here and you're down there. And look what happens, right? A lot of things will tempt you, since you don't have all of what we have. A lot of things will tempt you. But if you're tempted by the devil,
Yeah.
we're going to come down hard on you here.
Yeah.
Because, but really, all they're trying to do is just stop an uprising, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're trying to keep everybody in place. But that's one of the good things about the devil is he's a rebel.
He is a rebel.
He rebels. He's like, I'm not bound to you.
No.
I think it's like in Paradise Lost and like loads of other like interpretations. He like I don't know what is it, Lucifer.
Lucifer.
He's saying to
Morningstar.
the devil like, I'm not going to bow to you and your son. I'm just not going to do that. I deserve to be here like on my own merit. I'm my own person. I'm not you. I don't have to do what you say, type of thing. And obviously for that, God being the
Almighty,
authority,
yeah.
which is like, bitch,
Yeah. You've fallen from grace. You crossed the line. You're not coming back.
take your shitty ass and your shitty friends and go to hell.
Get the fuck out of here.
Go to hell.
Let's look at God's side of things though. What sort of a God creates humans? And as listeners will know, I am not a believer in God, or anything the Bible says at all. Yeah, fair enough. There are good points he takes from it, be nice to each other, that sort of thing. But let's look at this from God's perspective. He makes us humans, okay, in His image, fantastic, whatever. Okay, if you don't live by the way that I'm telling you to live, you're going to go to hell and live for eternity in severe suffering and pain. But you won't do that because you'll do exactly what I tell you to do, so don't worry about it, you'll be alright. What sort of a God does that? Yeah, hi guys, just one thing before you start this life. If you do what I say, you can have the best time, do this, do that. Just make sure you follow these rules though, yeah? Otherwise, you're going to stoke the fires forever in hell while demons torture you.
Every second of every day.
Welcome to planet Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, cheers. Thank you, God. I'll do exactly what you say.
Yeah, that can happen, but it'll not happen. It'll not happen to you.
It'll not happen to
It's
you.
happened before.
No
but
sex before marriage. You won't be tempted for no sex before marriage. Don't worry about it. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
This God is a control freak. He is an asshole.
He's insecure.
He's insecure. He doesn't controlling. Yeah.
He's got so many flaws, and he created humans knowing that they would have desires so strong that they would follow through with them, even though they have the cultural programming of this religion to stop them from doing it. It's not enough.
Yeah.
Cheating.
Well, look at what you've
Happens all
just
the
said
time.
though. Look at what you've just said. He created us humans, and the first two humans he ever created were tempted after a couple of days. So good job, God. I mean, you did a great job there. Well done.
Yeah.
So.
That's him knocking there.
Oh,
that's the devil. Hey, come on up. Yeah, it's just so hypocritical, but that's one of the reasons why in looking at it, we've sort of been drawn to the devil a little bit, thinking, you're rebelling here. It may not even be for the right cause.
no.
But you believe that it is, and you're just trying to show people what this is all about. And God's just trying to shit all over the devil. He's trying to put him down.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, all right, let's have a chat then. He's just like lightning to the face.
Govel? God's like the one stood in front of the curtain saying, "You can't get in. You're not getting in." And the devil's the guy opening the curtain saying, "Go and take a peek in there. Have a look. See what's in there." Control freak, God. Control freak. So, I think we've only been doing this for, 20 odd minutes or so, but it seems the theme so far is we seem to be siding with evil.
Yeah.
We're on the devil's side here.
But, sort of like, yeah, on his side, but not on his evil side.
No, yeah, let's get that across. We're not into the whole sort of...
Like the fundamental
We're not the fundamental devil believers. We're not devil believers. I mean, we're sorry fucking saying this yet. We're
just intrigued.
Yeah, well...
We're a little bit more open
Yeah,
to hearing
yeah.
what the devil's got to say.
I'd rather listen to a seminar presented by
100%.
Lucifer than God. I'd imagine God's would be very, very odd. And I imagine the audience there would be very strange as well. I don't believe in any other belief system apart from what God tells me.
Yeah, that's like not a good thing to have for a species that is capable of like advancing its knowledge and its understanding of the universe and life and everything. It's not a good thing to then try and restrain that and say, "Look, man, there's now to learn about spirituality and all that. I've got it written down for you. Just all you gotta do is read it, and it'll all make sense. Don't question it. Just read it and believe it and live it."
Do you know what I adore? Creationists. Oh, I love creationists.
Like the craziest of all
They
people.
are just the craziest people to walk on this planet. Creationists. Mr. Creationist, sir, why were the dinosaurs put here? Well, sir, they were put here by God to tempt us. And to test us.
To test our faith, of
To
course.
test our faith. Sorry, what? Say again, sir? They were sent here to test us. So we could prove our devotion to God by not believing in that little test that he sent down to us. We believe in God. There was no dinosaurs. There was nothing before he created the world.
So who's the deceiver there? That's God.
Yeah.
It's not the devil. That's God deceiving his creation.
Creationists are crazy. They're crazy. The fact that you believe that the world didn't exist until God created it. How many? 7,000 years ago?
I think it's 6,000 years.
A few thousand years ago? Okay, well, science kind of says that that's wrong. Science has been pretty
Yeah, it's pretty reliable.
up until this point. And it's ever advancing. So
Yeah, it makes a lot of accurate predictions.
yeah.
Like that's what science
No, sir,
is.
you're wrong. You're wrong. He made us, and they were here to test us.
Well, the scientists themselves are controlled by the devil.
Well, they are the devil incarnate.
I don't see how I can argue against that, to tell you the truth.
So you believe in an invisible man in the sky, do you, sir? Yes. Where's if anything, there's more proof of the devil than there is of a God, because of the amount of darkness that seeps into the world. If there was a God, why would he let ISIS roam about doing the diabolical things? That oh wait, sorry, I forgot his testimony.
Yeah,
What a sycophant! What sort of?
you can't allow all this suffering to take place without giving the people that are suffering the meaning behind it all.
Yeah.
We live like all humans have lived up until this point, not really none, like not knowing at all what the meaning of life is. We've pretended we've known when we've created biblical texts or a whole host of other like philosophies, but we've never known.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. How do people fucking believe that and buy into that shit?
Yeah, no, it's mad. I mean, on my route to work, I drive past a church. I can't see the church, but I can see a sign that says the church is in there. And what this sign is, it's like it's on the outskirts of the church. It's Jesus Christ on the cross by the side of the road. And I drive past that and I think, so okay, devil symbolism is generally what, a pentagram, a star, the morning star, 666. Fair enough. Okay, it's a bit creepy.
Just abstract.
Ram skulls. Okay, I get that. Sheep die, whatever. Okay, that's fine, cool. The good guy, God, his symbolism for his faith is his son being tortured.
Yeah, I allowed my son to die.
Okay, so not only did he let his son choose to die, but Christians worship the image of a guy being tortured on a cross.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I suppose they would defend that by saying, like, Jesus transcended that through his connection to God. Like, well, because he was connected to God, up there and like physically or however, then he got away with it. Like, that I don't know.
It's mad.
It's sick. It's
mad.
sickening.
I mean-
You've tortured and you've killed because he's decided it all. If he's all knowing, all powerful,
Yeah.
then he's already created every single event
Yeah.
that has happened
Okay,
and will happen.
Son, what I'll do is, this is God talking to Jesus. What I'll do is, I'll send you down to planet Earth. Okay, we live up here in this mad dimension, the 17th dimension or something, but I'll send you down because I've created this little project. I'm going to send you down there. I'm going to have you born in really strange circumstances as a bastard through, what would you call it, immaculate conception. It's going to get questioned quite a lot. So I'll send you down there. You're going to be a bit of a wizard. You're going to be walking on water, turning water into wine, all this kind of crazy stuff. You're going to have disciples. People are going to worship you. You're going to be tortured. You're going to be whipped. You're going to be crucified. I'll not save you from the crucifixion. Go with it. A couple of days later, I'll bring you back. And you will be even more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Star Wars style, Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you strike me down, Vader. It's crazy. That's off topic though. We're drifting towards God here, but it ties in. It ties in because people always associate the devil with pure evil.
You can't talk about one without talking about the other.
I
really.
guess not, because it's both sides of a coin, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If the devil's meant to be pure, absolute evil, incarnate, and God is the bringer of light, the amazing one, he makes your dreams come true. He likes to test you in weird ways. He's a bit of a creepy motherfucker. But yeah, the two do come hand in hand.
Yeah, like for
Dark
something
light.
to exist, its opposite has to also exist,
Yeah.
and that can be described physically, like scientifically,
Yeah.
like that equal and opposite reaction shit.
Uh-huh.
And if you want to talk about good, you have to good only is good if evil
Yeah.
exists
You
and
can't-
is evil.
Yeah, you can't have a world of good without evil to mirror it, to mirror the.
You would just have a
good.
world of thing.
Yeah.
Like-
This is it.
Yeah,
Existence.
like no spectrum.
And we'll call it neutral.
Yeah,
Just. Neutral.
but that could very well be the case. That there might not actually be in the universe. There might not really be concepts of good and evil. That might just be things that human brains have conceived of to sort of explain their life in on the earth, how
Yeah.
explain behavior.
So maybe it could
Like-
boil down to the whole, emotion. Maybe
Yeah,
it stems from
it
emotion.
might come from tribal
Yeah.
stuff.
Uh-huh.
That's either good for the tribe or that's bad for the tribe.
Yeah,
If that's bad for the tribe, we'll call that evil. If that's good for the tribe, the people,
yeah,
stuff like sharing,
yeah,
that's good. Hoarding, bad.
yeah.
Because
you're out.
that's self-interest.
Yeah.
You're being a deceitful little twat.
Yeah,
So, good and evil could simply be human concepts. Well, obviously that's what they are now, but
yeah,
there might not be a universal distinction. There might just be, this is what happens. There you go. There's no judgment. Essentially, that's what I'm saying. There's there might not actually be any judgment.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what Christianity's predicated on, isn't it?
yeah,
The day of judgment, your own personal life, you're going to be judged at the end of it. And let's just tally up. Hey, that was great. That charity work. Yeah, you brought your son up really well. Excellent. Let's send you to heaven.
you win the
Child
prize.
rapist, let's go to hell, buddy. You lost the game.
Okay, so talking to the priest here. So when do I find out if I'm going to heaven or hell? Well, when you die. Okay, so what if there's nothing after death and I never find out? You will. You'll find out after death. You'll be judged. Okay, so what's the rules again? I'll just live my life that way and then I'll find out after death. It's like the biggest con of all time.
In it.
Yeah, you sign here, you find out what happens when you're dead. Stick with it. Okay, fine.
We do ask for donations at this church.
Yeah, the church used to be the world's biggest business. It had the most money, and from what I've read,
That sounds really devilish to me. That sounds satanic.
yeah,
You're trying to control everything. You're trying to manipulate people into behaving the way you want them to
they're
behave.
pointing the finger
That
at
sounds
blame.
like the devil.
yeah, they're pointing the finger of blame onto somebody else. We'll call that the devil.
Imagine if it was reversed. Imagine if really the devil this whole time did have our best interests at heart.
Yeah.
We just couldn't see it. And that God up there, no, that's the devil. He's deceiving you.
Yeah.
He's deceived you this whole
I'm really
time.
feeling a massive draw towards the devil right now.
Dude, I love the devil. I'm putting it out there. Do you know what I mean? They're like, God's had enough opportunity to prove himself in the way that he's been described by people.
Yeah. Come on, God, it's been thousands of years.
And you know, I turn on the TV and I'm still seeing people getting bombed to shit every single day. I'm seeing people getting gunned down on beaches who are on holiday, helping like local economies.
Yeah.
Like I'm seeing children dying of like horrific diseases all around the world. Like
Phil, God's testing you.
I think he's in charge.
He's testing you. Have faith, Phil. Just
I know,
have faith.
how dumb could I be? Of course. Yeah, like that. Is it Job or something? The guy who he does test him. I think it's Satan actually says like, "How well then if you're so powerful, let's see how much they do believe in you." So he tests this Job or whatever he's called by eventually doesn't he get him like kill his own son or something.
Is
like that?
Yeah, but he doesn't. Does he?
I might be
He doesn't end.
mixing
He doesn't. He doesn't end up killing him.
Yeah, he's like
He stops
he's like,
at the
"No,
last
actually,
minute."
chill out, you proved it.
Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
But he rained down like famine. How can you rain down famine? Do you know what I mean? Though?
Pestilence and death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh, but he's a nice guy. You know, he's
that's
a good
sickening.
guy. You've got to.
But in the end, what does that guy do? That guy's like, no, I still believe in him. You've taken away everything. You've taken away my family, my food, like my life. You've taken my life away, but I'm still devoted to you. Why do you want to be devoted to somebody that's going to fuck up your life? Mm-hmm. And the devil's telling you, there's a brothel down the corner, and all you got to do is pay $50 to get in, and you're fucking all night. You're fucking that night.
No, I will keep myself for the sanctity of marriage.
That sounds like a good choice to me.
Yeah, well, I want to go to heaven, Phil. So.
Duh.
Duh. I've heard it's great up there. It's full of boring bastards. And there would be sick people in hell, but let's be honest. I think 99% of the world's population would be in hell.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It would only be the complete god radicals that would be in heaven
Yeah.
because of the state of play. You know, nobody keeps sex for when they get married these days. Come on now.
And everybody has
Amongst other things.
secretly sick thoughts as well.
Of course they do. We're humans. We're
Stuff
human
like-
beings. We're animals.
Yeah, just crazy, insane stuff that goes against all the Ten Commandments.
Yeah. We're animals. We're flesh and blood animals.
God's like, you think just because you behave that way, I'll think that's how you are.
Yeah.
No, I can read your thoughts. Right? And when you were walking past the playground, I know what you were thinking. And for that exact reason, pulls
You're
the lever.
going to hell.
To hell, motherfucker.
Oh, fuck God.
Just fuck.
So, I want to talk about Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno. You know what Inferno means in Italian, Phil?
I'm doing fire, presumably.
Hell.
Alright, yeah.
Hell. Dante's Inferno means hell, so... Dante's hell.
What, just Inferno or Dante's?
Dante's Inferno. Inferno
right,
is
so-
Italian for hell.
Right.
Dante's hell. Dante's Inferno was part one of the 14th century poem Divine Comedy, which is quite a strange name for it,
I know.
considering. Divine Comedy by Dante... Oh, shite, I can't say his second name.
Just call him Dante.
So we'll just call him Dante. With subsequent parts being titled Purgatorio, and Paradise. Which are pretty cool titles, you know. Dante's Inferno, Purgatorio, and Paradise. In the poem, hell is depicted as having 9 circles. I love this. I love this depiction. The 9 circles within it, they all have different forms of suffering, and the 9 circles are all within planet Earth. So they're all inside, you know, somewhere in the planet. And each of the 9 circles represents a different sort of suffering. So the 9 circles of hell, let's break them down. First circle, what is it?
Limbo.
Limbo. Stuck in limbo, shit.
Chicken limbo.
What?
Remember chicken limbo?
No, not at all. Dante's first circle of hell is resided by virtuous non-Christians and unbaptized pagans, who are punished with eternity in an inferior form of heaven. So I suppose it's not too bad. It's just like...
You're having to settle for second best.
You're getting second best. You're getting the subpar version. You know, you've got the silver medal, which is okay. It's not too bad. That's not really hellish. They live in a castle with 7 gates, which symbolise the 7 virtues. Here, Dante sees many prominent people from classical antiquity, such as Homer, Socrates, Aristotle, Cicero, Hippocrates, and Julius Caesar.
That sounds mint.
That doesn't sound too bad. That isn't too hellish to me.
Well, the philosophers now
Yeah.
are like in this second rung.
It could potentially be the most
heaven.
interesting circle of hell.
So it seems that sounds a bit like Earth in reality, that doesn't it?
Yeah.
That could be planet Earth. Like the the surface level.
Yes, yeah. I mean, it's not because it's a circle, but I know what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. So stuck in limbo. I mean, unbaptized pagans. Sorry, I forgot if you're baptized. If you're not baptized, then you're not worthy, are you? Crazy. Second circle of hell could be my favourite circle of hell. What's the second circle, Phil?
Don't look at me when I read it out.
Read it and look me in the
Lust.
eyes. Lust. We're talking lust here. In the second circle of hell, Dante and his companion Virgil find people who are overcome by lust. This doesn't sound so bad so far. They are punished by being blown violently back. Oh, hang on a minute. They are punished by being violently blown back and forth by strong winds, preventing them to find peace and rest. Strong winds symbolise the restlessness of a person who is led by desire for fleshly pleasures.
That's describing addiction.
Yeah. Again, Dante sees many notable people from history and mythology, including Cleopatra, Tristan, Helen of Troy, and others who were adulterous during their lifetime. So this isn't a circle of hell that is full of lust. This is a circle of hell that is full of people that sinned by being lustful.
And can't satisfy the need to satisfy their lust.
Yeah. They're being blown backwards and forwards. They're constantly,
That
being stopped.
That's definitely a version of hell
Yeah.
that like exists now all over the world.
I think so, yeah.
People being addicted to stuff and not
Yeah.
being able to satisfy that craving.
Big time addiction. And what's on the rise? Technological addiction. People kind of put them phones down. I'm one of them. Third circle of hell. I think Phil might like this one.
Gluttony, baby.
Oh, Phil. When reaching the third circle of hell, Dante and Virgil find souls of gluttons who were overlooked by... Oh, check this out. By a worm monster, Cerberus. Worm monster. Alright, let's go with this. Sinners in this circle of hell are punished by being forced to lie in a vile slush that is produced by never-ending icy rain. Now, when it snows here in the northeast, it's great. Love snow. Everybody hates it, right? When that when that snow turns into slush. That is the worst. Trying to walk through the slush, you're kidding us? Driving in the slush, it's up your car. You've got to wash it off in case it causes rust. Nobody likes that, so that'll be awful. The vile slush symbolises personal degradation of one who overindulges in food, drink, and other worldly pleasures, while the inability to see others lying nearby represents the glutton selfishness and coolness. Here Dante speaks to a character called Chiaco, who also tells him that... Who's that? Guelphs? Yeah? A fraction supporting the Pope will defeat and expel...
Good luck with that one.
the Ghibellines, a fraction supporting the emperor to which Dante adhered, from Florence, which happened in 1302, before the poem was written, after 1308. That doesn't sound like that's very fun.
That's like an extension of the other one.
Yeah.
That's like a drug addict. The lust one was a drug addict going...
Or a sex addict.
Like, yeah, going, fuck, I can't ring my dealer.
I can't get my fix.
Because I haven't got my money.
Yeah.
I can't pay him, so he's not going to give us the drugs. Whereas this one's like, God, I'm working in the city, I've got loads of money, I'm going to spend it all on drugs. And just like, going crazy, just sniffing loads of coke, buddy.
Loads of coke. Oh, the fourth circle is almost a continuation of the third. Greed. So in the fourth circle of hell, Dante and Virgil see the souls of people who are punished for greed. So I guess greed could be anything down to, it's not just food, it's greed. It's money greed, it's greed for power. And they are divided... I'll say that again. In the fourth circle of hell, Dante and Virgil see the souls of people who are punished for greed. They are divided into two groups. Those who hoarded possessions and those who lavishly spent it. Jousting. They use great weights as a weapon, pushing it with their chests, which symbolise their selfish drive for fortune during lifetime. The two groups that are guarded by a character called Pluto, probably the ancient Greek ruler of the underworld, also known as Hades, are so occupied with their activity that the two poets don't try to speak to them. Here Dante says to see many clergymen, including cardinals and popes. So that's insinuating that cardinals and popes had a lust for greed.
Well, I'll be down.
Interesting. So they use great weights as a weapon, pushing it with their chests, which symbolises their selfishness. So they're constantly basically pushing heavy weights as punishment.
That sounds class.
Which, in this image here, looks like boulders. Which reminds me of The Simpsons when Homer's got that huge stone. When he's kicked out the stone cutters and he's got to drag the stone about.
The stone cutter.
Let's go to the fifth circle, which is
Anger.
I suffer from a lot of anger. Don't wind me up because I get really fucking agitated.
Fucking dick.
The fifth circle of hell is where the wrathful and sullen, love that word, sullen, are punished for their sins.
Makes me think of pollen.
Pollen. I suppose it's similar, sullen. Are punished for their sins, transported on a boat by, oh god, these names.
Phlegias.
Phlegias, Dante and Virgil see the wrathful fighting each other on the surface of the river Styx, and the sullen gurgling beneath the surface of the water. Again, the punishment reflects the type of sin committed during a lifetime. While passing through, the poets are approached by Filippino Argente, a prominent Florentine politician who confiscated Dante's property after his expulsion from Florence. So Dante is bringing in a personal account into that bit there, into his story here. Imagine that though, the sullen gurgling beneath the surface of the water.
So it's
Constant drowning.
Just trapped.
Yeah.
Just kind of
drowning for eternity.
Kind of get a.
Can I get a break? Can I get a breather?
That's what it's like with anger. You just like there's no letting up there until you're not angry anymore.
Very true. Very true.
Heresy.
Heresy, the sixth circle of hell. When reaching the sixth circle of hell, Dante and Virgil see heretics who are condemned to eternity in flaming tombs. That sounds like some nasty shit. Here, Dante talks with a couple of Florentines, but he also sees other notable historical figures, including the ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus, Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II, and Pope Anastasius II. The latter, however, is, according to some modern scholars, condemned by Dante as heretic by mistake. Instead, as some scholars argue, the poet probably meant the Byzantine Emperor Anastasius I.
So I don't really understand what that hell's all about. Condemned to eternity, what was it?
It's heresy, isn't it? Heretics? Heretics are...
So essentially they're just burned for all eternity.
Yeah. And the seventh circle is violence. Seventh circle of hell is divided into 3 rings. The outer ring houses murderers and others who are violent to other people and property. Here Dante sees Alexander the Great, disputed, Dionysus I, Guy de Montfort, and many other notable historical and mythological figures such as the Centaurus sank into a river of boiling blood and fire. A river of boiling blood and fire. Sounds nasty. In the middle ring, the poet sees suicide. In the middle, the poet sees suicides who have been turned into trees and bushes, which are fed upon by harpies. But he also sees here profligates chased and torn to pieces by dogs. In the inner ring are blasphemers, sodomites, residing in a desert of burning sand and burning rain falling from the sky. This is probably one of the worst rings so far.
It's funny how like sodomy there is like classed as violent.
Yeah, especially considering all these allegations in the church of sodomy. Take from that what you will.
Is that what the sodomites were though?
Sodomy.
But in the context of that, actually,
I think so. It's sodomy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe so. We're taking a while there. I mean, I know this is a podcast about the devil, but we're getting there. Don't worry, we'll get to the
big man.
We'll get the big man. He's at the end. Eighth circle, fraud. I didn't think the eighth circle would be fraud. I thought that would have been, if it was anywhere, it was going to be up near second or third.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it seems to be getting progressively worse. So to have fraud as the eighth circle seems kind of asinine.
Is this for people that have been fraudulent?
Yeah.
So it probably doesn't mean like necessarily just financially. It probably means have you lived your life in a way
a fraudulent way, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't true to who you really are.
Yeah.
And so are these meant to get progressively worse?
Well, that's the way it seems so far, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, well, I'll read the description now, but I didn't think being fraudulent would be so high. Anyway, the eighth circle of hell is resided by the fraudulent. Dante and Virgil reached on the back of Geryon, a flying monster with different natures, just like the fraudulent. That's interesting. The circle of hell is divided into 10 bolgias, or stony ditches, with bridges between them. In Bolgia 1, Dante sees panderers and seducers. In Bolgia 2, he finds flatterers. After crossing the bridge to Bolgia 3, he and Virgil see those who are guilty of simony. After crossing another bridge between the ditches to Bolgia 4, they find sorcerers and false prophets. In Bolgia 5 are housed corrupt politicians. Stick Tony Blair in there, stick a few other people in there.
Stick them all in it.
In Bolgia 5 are housed corrupt politicians. In Bolgia 6 are hypocrites. And in the remaining 4 ditches, Dante finds hypocrites, thieves, evil counselors, advisors, divisive individuals, and various falsifiers such as alchemists, perjurers, and counterfeits.
That's people that try to take power that wasn't theirs to take.
Yeah. But that's a pretty weak one. They're just sort of stuck in there like cattle. As always, the politicians have got off lightly. Ninth circle.
Treachery.
Treachery is afoot. This is the big one. I think, isn't it? I hope so. The last ninth circle of hell is divided into 4 rounds, according to the seriousness of the sin, though all residents are frozen in an icy lake. That must be awful. Mm-hmm. Those who committed more severe sin are deeper within the ice, and the devil himself is portrayed as a giant demon frozen mid-breast in ice at the centre of hell. And Satan has 3 faces in Dante's Inferno, and a pair of bat-like wings are fixed under each chin. As Satan beats his wings, he creates a cold wind which continues to freeze the ice surrounding him and the other sinners in the ninth circle at the bottom. The winds he creates are felt throughout the other circles of hell. Each of his 3 mouths chew on Judas, Brutus, and Cassius. And scholars consider Satan to be a once splendid being, indeed the most perfect of God's creatures, from whom all personality has now drained away. And that is the devil inside the 9 circles of hell. He's basically causing his own misfortune by flapping his wings and...
Right. Does that not sound like a metaphor for humans?
Yes.
And that's ultimately what I believe.
Yeah.
That it's humans created these ideas, specifically the devil and God, to explain their own behaviour.
Yeah.
And I think that's how people see each other, or these what they were philosophers really back in the day. I think that's when they were taking a look around, they were seeing stuff that you see today, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. They were seeing corruption, they were seeing addiction, greed,
struggles for power. Yeah.
They were just it's all the same stuff. When you read about history and you read about what people are thinking about, it seems like it's just repeated throughout time. Mm-hmm. And the technology gets better, but not a lot else. Humans behave the way humans behave.
Humans in the current form haven't really changed to what is it in the past 25,000 years.
Yeah, well, anatomically modern from 100 to 200,000 years ago.
Yeah, 100 to 2,000 years ago.
100 to 200,000.
So, we haven't recently became the humans that we are now. We haven't suddenly evolved to be in this state we are now. We've been like this for a long, long time. And that's something I think a lot of people seem to forget. A lot of people seem to think that, well, with the invention of the whole religion, that's when humans sort of got the intelligence, blah, blah, blah. Not so. I'd love to have seen what humans were like way back when. Mm-hmm. When we were the same way as we are now.
Yeah, I know. Well, tribal,
yeah.
The first, hunter-gatherers.
And then maybe it really was agriculture that sort of changed things, and that's why and how we got to where we are today. Mm-hmm. That's what segregated, that's what caused trade, and that modernised us. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, and it got people thinking differently.
Got people thinking differently, different mindset. Mm-hmm. It's like when Terence McKenna talks about the stoned ape theory, because these apes were eating these mushrooms, it caused them to think in a different way. Maybe humans going from living in tribes to living in agricultural societies, perhaps that sort of spurred them to think in a different way, and create different thought patterns in the head that sort of led down the path that we're on now. Yeah, and to where we are now.
Because a completely different environment.
Totally different.
Totally different. Pre and post agriculture.
Yeah.
Over the grand scheme of time, are 2 completely different environments which totally affect how humans behave. They affect the behaviour of humans.
Yeah.
Put them in a tribal setting, humans behave like this. Put them in
share and share alike.
Exactly. Put them in this post-agricultural setting.
What's mine is mine.
You tend to see a little bit more fear, a little bit more deceit, and I think in splitting away through whatever it is, agriculture and all that, I think we've caused this because we've separated from the earth. like to an extent.
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
They were living completely like harmoniously in nature when when we lived like animals, truly like animals. But afterwards, there's been a disconnect between the human and its environment, the world, and I think that disconnect is what has created the story of God and the devil. Because I feel like God is like, right, that's what I want to aim for, that's what I want to feel like, loved and safe and all that. Well, that existed. We felt that. That's why humans never skitzed for thousands of years as they were evolving, didn't like just all go out and kill themselves. But now, in this environment, it makes people behave in such a way that it screws up.
It's sort of,
I think we feel guilty for that.
Yeah.
I think we feel guilty that we've been that we're not connected to nature. In this guilt, we've created the devil because we are the devil. We've created this like persona, someone to personify us, because we're guilty that we've disconnected from the earth. And God, in this sense, I think represents the earth in like harmony.
Yeah, it turns God into a human comfort blanket, and makes the devil become almost the scary uncertainty of life. It's better to have your comfort blanket and feel safe and secure than it is to go into the realm of uncertainty.
Yeah. But this uncertainty has came with us being able to be cleverer and cleverer beings. So the cleverer we get, paradoxically, the more disconnected we get from our own environment, our home, our earth.
Yeah.
By asking more and more questions, and by asking more questions, we're getting further away from this feeling of connectedness. And I think we've created the devil just to sort of be like, whoa, crap, look what we've turned into.
Yeah.
Look what we do, man. Jesus Christ, look at all this war.
Yeah.
Look at all this horrible behaviour.
Look at all these children that are bombed in the Middle East because, these people in dark suits tell these soldiers to go over there and do it. Crazy. The devils, I mean, we seem to be led by devils. Devils seem to be in charge.
Yeah.
For their own ends.
Devils seem to thrive in this environment.
Yeah.
You interested in getting power? Well, boy, have I got the nation for you. The United States of America, boy. Where don't worry about trampling on other people. That's part of our game here in America.
Yeah.
Be the best, no matter what the cost. Just always try and attain more.
Yep.
Like your Dante's Inferno stuff there, greed.
Politicians.
Fucking greedy bastards.
I mean, you could easily change this here from Satan, the father of lies, the deceiver, the accuser, the tempter, the politicians.
Yeah.
The fathers of lies, the deceivers. It's just, this is, so now we're sort of talking about the evil side of the devil as opposed to like the possible good elements that the devil has. These are sort of the more darker elements of it all. But the devil is a huge figure in pop culture, so let's talk about that now, if you don't mind.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. So the devil is portrayed in pop culture. You see him everywhere. Everywhere, down to cartoony drawings of the devil. Ned Flanders is the devil.
Your wide behind won't save you this time. Hey, Bart.
Hey. Wait! Doesn't my father have the right to a fair trial?
Oh, you Americans with your due process and fair trials. This is always so much easier in Mexico. All right, very well. We'll have the trial tomorrow at the stroke of midnight. Till then, you're going to spend the day in hell.
I want to talk about the devil in music. I'm in music. I play a guitar. There is a musical interval of an augmented fourth, also called a diminished fifth, or a tritone, which is the devil's chord. The devil's tone. Scary shit. I've played it. You don't summon the devil or anything.
Did you get scared though?
I was a little bit nervous about plucking them strings, Phil.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to.
Just the same.
Shall I say, I was tempted? My God. I was tempted.
And it begins.
And
Your descent into hell.
Here I go, I'm slipping down. I wonder which of the circles of hell I would go into.
You liked lust before?
I liked lust before, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a circle of everybody fucking. But I guess that'll be heaven.
Constantly find out they've got like AIDS. And having that like erased from the memory.
Yeah.
You got AIDS, buddy? No! Erase. Like, go with that girl. And he has AIDS again, buddy.
What the fuck? So back to music. Jazz was often called the devil's music by its critics in the 1920s. Yeah, jazz is also called The Devil's Music by David in 2015 because I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like jazz music at all.
Too disjointed for you.
I just really don't like it. I don't like the musical instruments that I used to play it. I don't like the way it plays together. I don't like the sound of jazz, modern jazz. The Rolling Stones' Sympathy for the Devil in 1968 features Mick Jagger speaking as the devil. Classic song, this one. Love this song. The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Not familiar with it.
Oh, come on.
I mean, I might recognise it if I heard it, but no idea what it
The
is.
Devil Went Down to Georgia, 1979, by the Charles Daniels Band. I remember hearing this as a kid. I fucking loved it. It was the first modern popular song to feature a battle between the devil and a musician. I love that song. Phil obviously doesn't. Disappointed in Phil's reaction, but hey, each to their own.
Dude, we tend to like not like
Each other?
each other and each other's interests when it comes to art.
Yeah.
I'm a bit more cultured, you know.
Oh, shut up.
You're a bit, you know, you're lower down. You're what, the fifth rung of hell?
Yeah, could be. Yeah, uh-huh.
You know,
Uh-huh.
what's that? Greed?
Yeah.
Fat piece of shit.
Gluttonous fuck. Back to music. Black metal is a subgenre of heavy metal that is commonly associated with the devil for its use of anti-Christian lyrics and symbols commonly associated with Satanism, such as the pentagram and the inverted cross. Now, first of all, I'm going to say black metal. We're not talking Slipknot here. That's heavy metal. If you listen to black metal, you type in black metal on YouTube, black metal is so low. It's so completely different. Mm-hmm. It's far too rough for me. It's far too rough for me. I cannot deal with that shit. Slipknot's as heavy as I can go.
Oh, I like a lot heavier than that.
Really?
Heavier than black metal.
Heavier than black metal?
Fuck yeah. Doom, baby.
Doom metal?
Oh yeah, doom metal's love.
Jesus Christ.
Stoner doom.
So Phil, should we list off some of these films that have featured the devil?
Well, let's go for it.
I'll let you start.
Harry Keitel, Little Nicky.
Rosemary's Baby. Rosemary Woodhouse is raped by the devil and gives birth to the Antichrist. Now, in that film, apparently it was Anton LaVey, the famous Satanist, who portrayed the devil, but that's just a rumour. Next one.
How disappointing. Gabriel Byrne, End of Days.
Good film.
I've never seen it.
Hey, kid. If you know the film, you'll know that bit. Jeff Goldblum in Mr. Frost.
Oh, my favourite of all time, Al Pacino and The Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, good movie. Peter Stormare in Constantine.
William Fichtner?
Yeah.
What's that? And Drive Angry 2011.
Yeah, with that's the year it came out, not the name of the film. It's just Drive Angry. It's got Nicholas
All
Cage.
right.
It's an alright film. It's a bit cheesy, but this is one of my favourite roles of the devil in a movie. It's just Viggo Mortensen as Lucifer in The Prophecy, which came out in 1995. It's also got Christopher Walken in it as the Angel Gabriel. And that's a hell of a performance by Viggo Mortensen, who is more commonly known as Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. But the way he plays the devil in that film is spot on. Phil?
Exorcist.
The Exorcist. Nice.
Your Mother Sucks in.
Yeah, damn right. Satan in South Park. Jackie?
Jack. I can't read me, mate. Jack Nicholson in The Witches of Eastwick.
Yeah.
God, there's so many films I need to watch here.
I know. Tim Curry, Legend. You seen the film Legend with Tom Cruise where the devil played by Tim Curry has the huge horns?
Oh, I've seen like a still of him as the devil. The Ninth Gate.
Yeah, The Ninth Gate's a story. It's a trio of 17th century books. Or in it, there's a trio of 17th century books that feature engravings supposedly created by Lucifer. Legend states that the 9 correct engravings, when brought together, reveal an inscription that will summon the devil. It stars Frank Langella and Johnny Depp, and it was directed by Roman Polanski. Bit of an anticlimax, that film.
Yeah?
Yeah, at the end, I've seen it in its entirety a few years ago, and the end's a bit of an anticlimax. He sort of, I think he goes into like, he seems to go into hell.
Uh-huh.
He seems to walk in, but the way it's portrayed, it's like, oh, that's it. It's like, oh, I wanted to see it. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. I think that's what happens at the end. I just remember thinking, oh, is that it? We've built all of this tension up, and there's been all these chases and that to get to this point, and that's it.
That's great though, because that sounds like life.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's all
uncertainty.
building up to this point, i.e. death, and then not knowing what the hell you're walking into afterwards.
Yeah. Next is Robert De Niro, who starred as Lucifer.
God, did he make that link?
Louis Cypher. He starred alongside Mickey Rourke in Angel Heart, that came out in 1987. Phil, you want to take over?
Peter Cook as George Spigot. What a shit name. In Bedazzled.
In the 1967 original film Bedazzled. And in the remake, Elizabeth Hurley
Much better looking devil.
portrayed the devil. What do you think about Elizabeth Hurley as the devil, Phil?
Oh, I haven't seen it, but yeah. She's a lush devil.
Yeah, nice devil. And Vicky Valancourt in The Waterboy, because Mama said she was the devil.
Yeah.
So, she's the devil, motherfuckers. Because that's what Mama says, and Mama says things, and Mama's like...
Have you seen the actress that plays Vicky Valancourt in American History X?
Oh, I've seen that film. That
It's
was
his
years ago.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
Just detestable.
Is she horrible?
Yeah, the way she acts is horrible. She's got a huge mouth. Always a turn off that.
The devil is also featured in TV shows such as Doctor Who, Torchwood, Being Human, Ashes to Ashes, The Twilight Zone, and believe it or not, Dallas. So I don't ask, but the devil appeared in Dallas. And in terms of literary incarnations, there are far too many literary incarnations of the devil. It's futile to list them because I looked at the list of literature that the devil's in.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even write any down. I just thought, fuck this. There's so many.
Well, that's where it all comes from, isn't it? Literature.
It's literature. Yeah, it's literature. So
Hashtag Paradise Lost.
yeah. Oh, and Dante's Inferno. That's literature, right?
Yeah.
So, of course, as well, the devils appear in video games. You know, like Silent Hill. There's sort of the devil in that. There's Dante's Inferno.
Just saw a clip of that Dante's Inferno. I'm presuming it's the final boss, the devil.
Lucifer.
Like, fight, and he is like bowed up to his chest in ice and stuff. And then I skipped forward. Like, I looked at the comments, and it was saying, "I came here for the cock," and I was like, "You came here for the cock? What the fuck are they talking about?" And then people were like saying, "Yeah, devil's got a huge dick." And I was like, "What the hell?" So I like scrolled up, like fast forward the video from this video game. And then the devil's standing there with his dong that's like down to his knees, just like swaying in the wind gently. I was like, what a mad thing to put a computer game. I was like, rock on. Get those devilish cocks out. Why the fuck not?
Do you think it spews fire?
It's got to, hasn't it?
It has to. I'd be disappointed if it didn't.
Fire or AIDS.
Phil!
It's got to be either or. Which one's worse? Depends.
Yeah.
I was shocked by that though.
What's your favourite incarnation of the devil in film?
Oh, 100% Al Pacino.
Devil's Advocate.
Yeah, as John Milton.
I need to watch that film. I tried to look for it on Netflix last night.
I watched
wasn't there.
I watched it years ago, and to be honest, I forgot a lot of it. But it's one of the only films where I've watched it and then instantly watched it again. I think it's the only time I've ever done that.
Is it really?
Where I've thought, that was fucking amazing.
Do you know what I
And I've
really
just
like?
put it on from the beginning again.
I really like it's not a great film, but Gabriel Byrne in End of Days. It's that music. I'll play it here. Creepy music. But no, he's classed as that. It's not my favourite devil movie. I'd say The Exorcist is my favourite film. So I mean, but that's not strictly the devil. That's possession, and it could be the devil possessing Reagan. But that film's awesome. Exorcist 3. It's probably joint favourite, as well as the first Exorcist for me. I love those two movies.
Couldn't get away with the first.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't watch the others, but
Exorcist.
I think it's just the time. Like
Yeah.
all these years later, it's
I mean, you watch it now. There's a couple of shots that you know it looks this age. You think, oh, the effects there are kind of naff, but it stands the test of time as a story. I just think it's great. And Tubular Bells by Mike Oldfield just is awesome. But yeah,
Rock to your world.
yeah. But they're probably my favourite incarnations of the devil. Gabriel Byrne. Viggo Mortensen, The Prophecy's awesome as well.
What about Full Stop? Like just all the different versions of the devil there are in like film, literature, everything. Which one are you drawn to more? Like the fallen angel, the massive gigantic demon, or you know, like a John Milton, not the poet, but the character.
Yeah.
It's just a man blending in and pulling the strings in the real physical world. Which one do you like the best? Which one are you drawn to?
I'd say like the demonic devil.
The beast.
The horns, red skin, the monstrosity.
Yeah.
None of this John Milton man in a suit type shit. Like an actual
Yeah.
satanic looking sort of creature. Yeah, I love that. I've always liked the image of Baphomet. Not that I think the devil himself would have the head of a ram, but just that idea. That's that sort of a creature with wings and.
See, the reason why I like the idea of him being like a human that's blending in is because what a great way to deceive people.
It is it
By appearing as one of them.
makes perfect sense going with the description of who he is.
Yeah.
As a deceiver,
Mhm.
you could easily deceive somebody if you were like Al Pacino's character in Devil's Advocate. Cool, calm, collective, a smart bloke, good with words.
Mhm.
Instead of an eyesore, a beast.
Yeah.
You could deceive people like that. Yeah.
Or it'd be the easiest way.
Or-
You couldn't deceive people as the demon, could you? Really?
No, you'd scare them.
You'd just be like, I'm just here to torture you.
So you could either appear like
Physically.
Gabriel Byrne or Al Pacino, or on the other side of the coin, like Liz Hurley and Bedazzled. Seductress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't the devil like, doesn't he change shape sometimes and become a woman?
I
And,
think
and
he can-
seduce and sleep with men.
I think you can he's sort of like, he's just an entity that you can sort of
Yeah.
shapeshift from a demonic form to
Yeah.
a form of beauty, depending on the subject he's chosen to try and deceive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sneaky bastards.
Sneaky bastard. Yeah, it's just an awesome concept.
It is, isn't it?
I think if a devout religious believer, God believer, heard me say that, they'd be like, how can you say that? He's an evil soul. He does this. He's the cause of all evil in the world. Okay,
Yeah.
first of all, take a couple of steps back, motherfucker. Because I'm going to hit your ass.
You got to blame the manager. Always, the manager ultimately is the guy that's responsible. So Newcastle United, they're absolutely shit at football. Who do you blame? You don't put it all on one of the players.
No.
You put it on the manager. Like, he's the one that created this. He created the team. He picked the team.
Uh-huh.
He decided on the tactics, all that. Well, God is the manager of the friggin' universe.
Yeah.
So he picked the team. He got all these people around him that he wanted surrounded by. He picked the tactics, the strategy, everything.
Mm-hmm.
Went to shit. The devil rebelled against them. The devil now influences people
Yeah.
in a terribly negative way a lot of the time.
Yeah.
That's your fault, God. You're worse because you created that, you dick.
Mm-hmm.
You created the devil. You are worse than him because you wanted him to exist. God wanted the devil to exist. Why?
Yeah.
You can't be all powerful and not want something and be disappointed with something.
Well,
You fucking created it.
what's the saying? Absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Yeah.
So, you created the devil, God. Good luck with that. Sort it out. Sort it out quick.
You think it was just bored after a couple of days? Like, God, there's so much stuff here. Creating universes, planets, stars. Oh well, I might as well fuck some shit up then.
Getting bored of this universe right now. Let's cause some controversy.
Yeah. People are a little bit too happy here. Here's the devil. It's like he's sitting there with popcorn just watching, yeah. It's like he gets a kick out of it.
Sitting there with popcorn.
Oh, yes, they've actually figured out how to split the atom. They've created a nuclear bomb. Let's watch that. That'll be a couple of years from now.
Aye.
Cool.
That's cool. Looking at his microscope. Oh, no way, shit.
And the devil's like, why do you keep making us do this? I don't want to be terrible to people. I want to know how much of a dick you are.
Get back out there, or you're fired. Love the devil.
But ultimately, it's bollocks, isn't it? Humans. It all comes from human minds. That, as far as I can tell, that's all it comes from. It doesn't actually come from these beings coming down to us and influencing us. No, it's just humans in their whatever environment they're in. That's shaping them and acting the way they act. That's it.
What exists? Evil exists. And the devil, this fictional creation, has been stigmatized with the whole, there you are, he's been branded as the source of all evil. It's just basically putting a face to the name, face to the word of evil. Evil, devil, shit.
Yeah.
What's in devil? Evil. So evil, the word's in there. It's the label, so evil exists, the devil doesn't. He was created by the church as a figment of fear to scare people into believing in God, this hero, apparently.
Yeah. We're the cleverest and most important things that we know of, humans.
Yeah.
So to describe concepts which are beyond us, we just personify them.
Yeah.
So it's well, I feel like there's a force that'll label as evil, and I feel like there's a force that'll label as good. But in order to like get this, for people to understand and get the point across, I'll just make good this guy, this nice big man with a big white beard, that he can represent good, and this guy with the fucking ram's horns and tail, Christ knows what else. That's God, and it's just nice and easy to describe things in that context. And then over time, a couple hundred years later, there's a guy with a fucking goatee that's running the world secretly and going against God and want to kill him.
What?
I imagine he wants to kill God. I imagine that's his ultimate aim. But people just begin to take stuff literally and then just expand on that, and then the next people take it literally, and even now, like, you've got these creationists.
These creationists,
like you live in the most advanced time that we're aware of on this planet, and you've still got humans that like have took it one step further and went, nah, 6,000 years, stick that one in your ass. 6,000 years. It's like, no man, you read the wrong shit.
Yeah.
Or you didn't read it properly.
Oh. You were
Idiot.
forced into that daft belief system. You were forced into that daft belief. I can't say any fucking words.
And again, you were forced into that daft belief.
You were forced into that daft belief. Belief? Oh, you were forced into that daft belief. Oh, you were forced into that daft belief system. You motherfucker.
Well done. Well played, mate.
How crazy is that? How crazy is it?
It's horrible though. If you're forced into a belief system, you will take on that belief, generally speaking.
Do you mean to tell
and you
me?
will adhere to it. Look at the majority of people on the planet.
Yeah.
How many Muslims are there?
I don't know.
They tend to believe in Islam.
Yeah.
All the Christians tend to believe in Christianity. Most people are like this, where they'll just succumb to what they're being taught. And like, why?
Those creationists, though, they really annoy me.
Why can't you just open your minds and realise, no, they're just metaphors, man?
Hey, Gary, I heard you're a creationist. Care to explain this velociraptor to me, you motherfucker? Well, that's a test. God's testing you, and he's testing I. There's no such thing as dinosaurs. He put them there. What a daft fucker. So our stance on the devil is thus.
Support him more than I support God.
But not the evil side of it, just some of the aspects.
Just the rebellion. The rebellion. The his drive to get you to fucking question things.
Correct. We both don't believe in the devil. He's a complete fabrication. He's a fictional character, a fictional being.
He's just a part of the human condition in the same way that God is.
Yeah.
So selfishness versus selflessness.
Now in this episode we haven't really spoke about possession. We haven't really spoke about Satanism. Because we've spoke about Satan, but not Satanists. Not so much the belief system, Anton LaVey, and all that sort of that Aleister Crowley sort of stuff. Because we can do another podcast on Satanists, and we'll do another podcast on possession. So we've just really been trying to focus down on the devil himself, as well as Dante's Inferno and Dante's idea of hell and the concept. We also haven't really mentioned hell. It's more so the guy and what effect he's had, or she, on the human consciousness and how it's affected humans through the ages. So yeah, I want to give a shout out to the regular listeners. I want to say thanks to James, Lisa, Luke, Gemma, and Joey Viz for sticking in there and listening. They are regular listeners. They regularly interact with the podcast, and we really appreciate that. If you enjoyed this, you can get in touch. Let us know on Facebook, Instagram, SoundCloud. I'm setting up a Stitcher for the podcast. Go on YouTube to watch it. And if you've got any ideas for topics, or if you have a dispute with anything we've said, then get in touch and tell us, if we're wrong about something, if we misinterpreted something. Tell us what you think the devil is and your interpretation of God. Are you religious? We don't want to offend anybody, but we're just saying what we believe. Free speech. That's what it is. I don't know what episode 60 is going to be about.
I like what you said about free speech, though. Because
it is free speech.
It's God that actually tries to stifle that free speech.
Oh, you can't say what you want to say. So cheers, big guy.
God's ethics and our ethics conflict.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Episode 60 is going to be the next one. No idea what we're going to talk about. But I guess we shall see you on episode 60. Can you believe it's 60 episodes in, Phil? We've been doing this for almost a year. We've nearly hit the 1 year anniversary mark. It's only our first anniversary and birthday, Phil.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
We can't really reward the podcast since it's not alive.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll do something.
Just link the podcast page to some porn. Like, there you go. Happy birthday. It's like, I'm a fucking website, you idiot. That's just not a website. Why am I thinking we have our own website?
Phil, you're losing your plot.
We don't have our own website.
You're losing the plot.
That's a shame.
Right then, any last words, Phil?
Yes, I'll end with this quote from Paradise Lost. It's better to reign in hell than serve in heaven.
Deep. I can't think of a more fitting way to end the podcast. We're done.
To be weak is to be miserable. There, I got one more in. Fuck you.
Say it again.
To be weak is to be miserable.
Have you got anything you'd like to say?
To be weak is to be miserable.
Have you got? Could you channel your inner devil and say something to finish the podcast, Phil?
Did I not just finish it with those two fucking brilliant quotes?
You not got nothing else you want to say, Phil?
Have I got something else to say?
I don't know. You told me.
No, dude. Oh, you're looking at the third one?
Yeah.
Oh, this is pretty deep. Dude, this is a deep one.
We'll end after this one.
The mind. This is again from Paradise Lost.
I want you to end on this quote, Phil. So until next time, we'll see you on episode 60.
The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven.
I'm smarter than the devil. I'm smarter than the devil.
You are not smarter than me!
What are you doing?
Well, you know that we've been researching Satan, Phil.
Yeah.
And I got a little bit too into it. And what can I say? I've got into Satanism, Phil. It's destroy and enslave humans because, like we said, he can't get God because he's nowhere near powerful enough. That's why he has to get us.
Yeah, he wants to just spoil God's creation.
Yes.
God's attempt to create something good.
Mm-hmm.
Satan's like,
I'll tempt you.
Well, not.
I'll tempt you. Tempt you to evil. And we were warned, this is a quote, "Be watchful, your adversary the devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour. The devil's power is minuscule compared to the power of a supposed god." And that's why he gets us. And the beast, I love it when they refer to the devil as the beast. The beast has one primary MO, and that's to deceive us. Another quote here, "He seeks to deceive entire nations, the world and individuals. He twists and distorts what is true, and there is power in his lies." Which, I think most pop culture depictions of the devil do depict that he's very slimy, he's a liar, calculating.
He manipulates you by deceiving you.
Yeah.
It's like, check out how good this stuff is over here. You can have that, Go on, just go and have it. Like the fundamental example, the Garden of Eden.
Ah, yeah.
Like,
what did God say? Don't eat from that tree.
Don't eat from the tree, guys.
And the devil's like,
Look, I know I've called it the tree of knowledge, right? And I know you've got really massive, inquisitive brains as human beings, but don't eat from the tree of knowledge. How am I? Don't be dicks.
The question, I think the fundamental question for that case would be, well,
who's the good guy there?
God, why are you saying? Yeah, God, why are you not letting them? Eat from
it's
the tree.
It's called the tree of knowledge.
No, you can't, guys. No.
No, don't. Yeah, I will ruin your lives till the end of time if you eat from that tree of knowledge. Yes, it sounds amazing, but don't eat from it. Where the devil's like, yeah, what on earth is that guy talking about? Eat from the tree. Come on, just eat from the tree of knowledge.
Yeah.
And they do. Cool, all this knowledge. but then
get out.
Yeah, get out the garden. And the devil has served a purpose there of, look how hypocritical that asshole up there is.
But it does seem that the devil is. I mean, yes, from what you read and see and hear about him, he's not a nice character. But he also does point out the hypocrisy of God and how this. That's why the devil turns his attention apparently towards humans because he can't torment and torture humans. So it's like a way of him getting back at God.
Yeah.
Because he can't get God because he's nowhere near on the same power plane as God. So he tortures humans because he can and they're God's creation. That's how the Bible translates what the devil
absolutely
is.
ridiculous though, isn't it? Because
it's crazy.
Because if he's got that much power, why did he create him in the first place?
Well, he was an angel, wasn't he? An angel that fell from grace.
Yeah, but God created everything, didn't he? Everything.
Apparently, yeah. God created everything. This angel fell from grace.
But
Now
he would have known if he's like omnipotent, omniscient. Then he would have known. This is a guy with all knowledge.
Yeah.
Of all time, before, during, after time, he just knows absolutely everything. So he would have known in creating Lucifer, or whoever, like that. Oh, this guy's eventually gonna rebel, and this is gonna happen. So God really isn't.
Well, perhaps
that story proves that God isn't all known, or he knows that he's gonna cause suffering, and he's up for Satan coming into.
Yeah, but when
existence.
Satan comes back, isn't it meant to be the apocalypse?
See, I don't know. When it comes to the Bible, I don't know, because these four horsemen of the apocalypse, they don't really mention the devil as being a part of that. That's what confuses me. Because if that's going to happen anyway, the apocalypse, but the devil's not directly involved,
Yeah.
then what was the point of him actually even existing in the first place if these four crazy horsemen were going to come anyway and just like bring upon the world the day of judgment or whatever it's meant to represent? So what do you mean? There's
I don't know
there's
about
loads
that.
of like holes in the story.
There is a lot of holes in the story. I mean,
So
if
many
you want to
contradictions.
break down the Bible, you could say that the story of Noah's Ark was stolen from ancient Asian storytellers.
Oh, it's all even
It's
the devil
all
himself. He's that's stolen, isn't it? That's like stolen from. Well, not stolen, but it's just like that existed before.
Yeah, it's like the first ever.
Christianity.
It's like the first ever stories. They
Yeah.
all stem from the same sort of place, and they were pinched and used by different cultures.
Yeah.
But the devil, right, like we're saying, who is the devil? Well, the devil is an angel who rebelled against God, fell from grace, and in doing so became an enemy not only of God, but of us, apparently, humankind. Relentless in his mission to kill and... This is Two Guys, One Garage. Welcome to episode 59. Today we are going to be talking about
The devil.
the devil,
Satan.
Satan, Lucifer. Holy shit, believed in many religions to be a supernatural entity that is the personification of evil and the archenemy of God himself. Is there anything more exciting to talk about? I don't think so.
This guy is the baddest motherfucker in business.
The baddest. More badass than the Craze, more badass than Charles Manson. This is the big... We're breaking through the bubble here. This is the big daddy-o. The devil. Lucifer, Mephistopheles, the beast, 666.
Motherfucking 6.
Yeah. This is the one, this is the boy. Love the whole imagery of the devil, Phil. The stylization of this persona of evil. The horns, the forked tail,
Yeah, like the demonic
cloven
version.
hooves, yeah, the demonic version.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's class, isn't
Beautiful.
it? Like just a mixture of like different animals and a human that just create the fucking craziest looking
Yeah.
like image. What does he generally have? Like bat wings.
Well, he's generally got wings because he was believed to be a fallen angel.
Yeah.
So he's got the wings, cloven hooves in a demonic sort of interpretation.
Ram's horns.
Ram's horns, 666. You know, this whole the pagan symbolism of the rams, like you said, the ram's horns. Awesome, love it. So the name, let's break it down to the name devil. Where's it come from? Okay, the term devil descends from the Middle English term devel, so that's devil, but instead of D-E-V-I-L, it's D-E-V-E-L. Devil. Okay, and that term itself descends from the Old English word Diophil, which is D-E-O-F-O-L. Or is it Diophil?
Whatever you want it to be, mate.
I don't know. If an English scholar listens to this, and he really has the time to get in touch to correct us, I extend him an invitation. So anyway, let's continue on with the story of the name. Diophil, that in itself represents an early Germanic borrowing of the Latin word diabolus, which is a pretty cool fucking name. It sounds like Diablo,
Yeah.
the god. But he's not so godly, really, is he?
He's got some good traits.
Yeah.
Like
Those are the truth.
he's loyal to the cause, and like all these like demons that fight alongside him and stuff. They're all loyal to each other and that. And he's just trying. I thought the devil is essentially the first conspiracy theorist, because he's like, look at this guy that's in charge of your lives. Look at how he's actually shafting you, because he's give you desires. But guess what? If you have sex out of marriage, you're going to be punished.
Yeah.
But I implanted that desire in you. It's a long story, humans. Just don't really pay attention. Just do what I tell you. So I'm not like stink of an insecure guy.
Yeah, very controlling.
Yeah.
Very controlling.
Just someone like who's psychologically not all there.
No.
And the devil was the first guy to go, asshole. The guy's a dick.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
So cheers, devil. If you listen.
Thanks, Big D. So, devil, Satan, Lucifer, the tempter, the accuser, the slanderer, the father of lies, the deceiver. I'm guessing they were all, titles given to him by God. Oh, he's a deceiver, he's a liar. So, I want to go through some of the titles of God and his name in different, from different parts of the world, because they're, in a lot of cultures, he's not just called the devil or Satan. He's got a wealth of different titles, different names. So, other titles for the devil include thus: the numbers 666 or 616, the number of the beast. There's also Angramenu, and that is an unholy spirit. I don't know if I pronounced that right. I don't know.
Never even came across that before.
The Antichrist, the Dark Lord, quite like that one. That's German. Wow. The Liebhaftige or something. That's German. That means he himself. If I said it right. If not, it means gobbledygook. The father of lies. Iblis, which is Islamic for devil. Mephistopheles, he who avoids the light. Lucifer, the morning star, which is Greek and Roman, and it means bringer of the light, illuminator, which is also the planet Venus, often portrayed as Satan's name before he fell.
And diabolic.
And diabolical. Diabolus. And that was taken from the ancient Greek meaning of the word slanderer or accuser. Now, in the context of the Bible, my least favourite book of all time, the character known as Satan appears 30 times within the New Testament, not the Old Testament, apart from the whole Adam and Eve. There's a snake in the bloody Garden of Eden. Watch out! Is it the devil? Probably. So he appears in the New Testament 30 times, alongside somebody called Diabolus. But they refer to both as the same person or thing. He's a creature, hence making the character known as Satan the same as the devil. Because the devil is Diabolus, and Diabolus is devil, because Diabolus goes from Diabolus to Diaful to Devil to devil. It's the same character, so he's in there. He's in the Garden of Eden, potentially, but he's in the New Testament 30 odd times. And I think he's actually mentioned more than... Is he mentioned more than God or something in the New Testament? Yeah. I'm sure they mention the devil more than they mention God. Because Jesus is in the New Testament, isn't he? Is that right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's mentioned more than God. Could be wrong.
What,
I'm
in
not
terms
a
of-
biblical scholar, but I think that's right.
Yeah, that seems crazy. What the hell? I thought the Bible was literally every other line was God. Never read it. so I wouldn't know.
Could be talking shit. So who is the devil? Who is the devil? Who do you think the devil is, Phil?
I think it's just a force, isn't it? It's just a force that represents evil. Because when it comes to morality and ethics, there's a spectrum. Good, evil, and everything in between. You've got God representing ultimately good. The devil, Beelzebub, Satan, whatever you want to call him. He's the guy that represents all the bad shit that goes on.
The most evil
Whether he's
character in fiction of all time.
Whether it's like an actual being, entity, it exists on some level regardless. Just through the things that actually happen, especially in human life.
The devil is not God's counterpart, because God is so much more powerful than the devil.